It's been a while,
Dude,
my man.
it has. It has. But hey, listen, we're pulling our lives back together. The New York Knicks are NBA champions. I mean, what is this life, man? And listen, the best part about this whole thing is that the pop's back. The pop's back.
Yeah, the production team had multiple firings. There's
Yeah.
some people that had to go.
I mean, seriously, the scheduling was all their fault. The reason you and I
Yeah,
couldn't get together is because of the people in production, man. I mean, that
because
truck was a disaster.
we don't text. It's more they put us together. They send the Zoom. There's people that are on here right now, our new production team, and it just took too much time.
You know, we were getting all these kids from Cortland to be our production team, and now it just spiraled out of a complete tailspin. But now
And this
we got
kid
some Ithaca
Eli
crew back.
Fishman, this kid Eli Fishman was just like he couldn't handle Google Calendar.
No, he said it wasn't. Said it was his first time working Google Calendar. It's the easiest thing to work. All right, welcome back to the pop. Let's go. Production team's us. Our scheduling's terrible, but we are so back. And the
We will
Knicks are
never miss an
finals
episode again. Daily episodes for the next 365 days.
daily. I mean, honestly, you got a better chance of, I don't know, winning the lottery, getting bit by a shark, struck by lightning, than us going 365 days straight, let alone
Oh,
52 weeks in a row. But hey, we're gonna try, and the consistency, we got to have a better effort at it, and we're going to. You know,
should
UFL
we
season's
should we
over.
start should we start with Knicks or marathon updates?
I feel like a marathon update would do pretty well right now.
Okay, so give me what's your marathon update looking like? Because I know when you were in Texas with the UFL, now you're back in New York for a little bit, but like the heat and the running there, like tell me what's going on with Birch.
Got a great story, honestly. I may did I tell you the migraine story or no?
Yes, you did.
Was that on the pop?
Not on the pot.
Should I tell the story on the pop?
Up to you, man. Like it's.
Okay, I mean, long story short, I ran a little bit too late in the morning, and in Texas, I mean, the only real option is to run at like 5:36 in the morning, which is it feels great when you're done, but man, waking up at 5 in the morning and stretching in your living room is not a fun thing to do. It really isn't. I never feel motivated the night before to go to sleep, knowing I have to wake up at 5 a.m. But hey, listen, we're Cam and I. We're athletes now. We're on a professional athlete schedule, training for one of the most difficult things life has to offer, and that's run a marathon. So eventually, gonna have to step it up, but. Ran a little late. It was too hot. Didn't hydrate enough. Got a terrible migraine. Had to go home from work for an hour. Take a little snoozer. Got back right back to it. Easy money. But so marathon training. I'm at like a kind of a weird spot because I said I was going to start last week, but then I realized that it was still 19 weeks out. Then this week I'm actually starting, but I was running up to 7, 8, 9 miles pretty comfortably as well. It really just depends on what I eat, when I eat, how much I sleep, and how much I'm hydrating. Like I've never realized how important that it is, and that sounds so cliche, but that is literally where I'm at right now. I just have to find like I'm trying to like discover like what works for my body and what doesn't, because obviously everyone's body's different, and I could go watch some guy on YouTube or on TikTok go eat a slice of bread with peanut butter on it and go run 15 miles. Meanwhile, like I do that, I feel like I'm going to throw the peanut butter up by mile two. So, it's just like, there's just a lot of like things that this training is going to kind of teach both of us about ourselves, but then also like physically about ourselves. So the build up's not going to be easy, but I mean, I got a 5K tomorrow that I'm going to run. It's supposed to be pretty chill. Got to keep my heart rate low. Probably won't do that. We're going to see. But yeah, man, I'm just excited, man. Like I really am. Like 18 weeks away now from like one of the biggest days of our lives. Like that is not an overstatement.
You know the guy on TikTok, John, who says like all heart?
Oh yeah, man. He's fake. He
Like,
doesn't do that. He doesn't do
yeah,
that.
there's no he's running 6 miles and he's just drinking and smoking and like because exactly what you said. Like I have to sleep, plan out my hydration the night before, the hours I eat before I run, and I can tell early on in a run where I'm like, okay, like I did not prepare well enough for this.
It's
Like,
like,
I mean, this is going to be a struggle.
dude, it's like showing up to the math test and you like thought you know, did enough equations the night before, with your dad or your mom, and you're like, yeah, I know the quadratic formula. And then you show up to the test, and all of a sudden, A is X and B is C, like, and you're just
And
having
then
a
you
panic attack.
immediately,
Yeah, right away.
but in running, you can't blame it on the teacher. What I would do during tests, I'd be like, excuse me, like this was not in the study guide.
It's like, who's to blame? Who's to blame? Wait,
Yeah,
why are my
it's
legs
you.
feel like significantly tired? And oh my God, only three-quarters of a mile into the run. It's not easy.
So I just started. So what I've usually been doing, and I don't know why, but I was treadmill running so much, and it got so difficult because I was doing like 3 to 7 miles on a treadmill, like brutal. And I was only doing that because my like stupid head was like, how am I going to track my running and not see the miles on my phone? And then someone the other day was like, hey, like, do you use Strava? And I was like, that'd be a fucking great idea.
You sound like a caveman that just figured out what a spoon was.
So I started using Strava, and it's been unreal. Like just like literally running and looking down and just seeing my pace, my mileage. So like
Wait,
it's
do you have it on the
honestly
watch? You have it on the watch?
now just my phone.
Oh, dude, you got to get a watch.
Yeah, but it's great on my phone because I'm listening to music, holding my phone, um, and like it's been great because now like it makes it easier to run outside. But I don't know, I was so just kind of like treadmill, whatever, like see the miles. So that was a noob move by me early on. But now like knowing when I'm running, like I'll just run around Binghamton, New York, no clue where I'm going, and just start running around and be like, okay, like I've been running for 4 miles, probably should like find a make my way back to like my house now.
Yeah, no, that's what you got to do. Like, I found a little path that I love to. I used to train on the treadmill back when I did my half marathon last year, and then when I was getting up to like 7 and 8 miles, I remember the longest I did was 8, and that was too much on the treadmill. Like my knees were hurting more than they usually would if you were just to run outside,
Yep.
and it was just so unbelievably tedious. But yeah, you are a little bit of a noob for that. Not proud of it, man enough to say it. That's one of those
But it
moments.
made the outdoor runs
So much better, right?
easier because I was like,
Yeah.
bro, 4 miles in, like, yeah, I'm tired, but on the treadmill, it's like you're just battling, man. You're like, oh, you're like looking around, you're like in a tunnel, you're like, Jesus, this is the worst thing ever.
Yeah, the only comparable I really have to training on a treadmill is like running down like a bike trail, but you overdo it. So pretty much there was this bike trail in Wisconsin that like when I trained for my half marathon, it was right around from where I work. So I'd start at my school, I'd run a mile. And by the time I got to the 1 mile mark, there was this trail. And I mean, this thing never ended. I was convinced that this thing was going up to Antarctica or whatever. I mean, this thing never ended, dude. And I mean, that, like, if I had to run 9 miles, I'd go 4.5 down and then I'd go 4.5 back. And then I'd walk the last mile home, you know? And I overdid it so hard. Like I kept going back to that trail over and over and over and over. And then the same things just started to freak me out. Like it's like when you're on the treadmill, you're seeing the same thing. I'm staring at the wall and I'm just running. And
Yes.
it's the most boring. And it feels like it's like training torture. Like the treadmill is for certain things. Like if you want to go for like a 1 mile, 2 mile run, walk, whatever it might be, jack up the incline, sure. No long runs unless you're in upstate
No.
New York, Chicago, Wisconsin in the winter. But man, when you can run outside, it's a whole different ballgame. It really is.
I was in like a hotel in New Jersey because we were playing the Yankees AA affiliate, and I was just like running on this treadmill and looking at this blue wall with like dents in it. And I'm like, dude, what am I doing right now?
It's so sad. It's depressing. It really is. And like you're gonna catch on to this. Like, dude, tell me if you have already. Like when you're not in the mood to go for a run, because there's some days where you wake up and you're ready to go. You know what I mean? Like you
Yep.
have those days and the run's easy. And like you just wish that you would feel this way every single time. And you try to replicate what you did the night before, or the morning of, but it's impossible. Like some days you just feel good and some days you just don't. And those days
What's
where you
what's
just
your case on like the energy drink stuff? Like, are you caffeine before runs?
so I was like a cup of coffee before I ran, but that is no longer going to be an option for me. Just stomach gets going, man. And I mean, if I want to run like 2 miles, I'll drink a little cup of coffee. But it depends, honestly. Like I've done a bubbler before I run, Sometimes I get a little burpy, so I've trying to been staying away from the bubbler before a raw before a run. But like I don't know, maybe I'll do like a
Burpee. I
I don't
get a
know what's
little
going on.
burpee.
See, I wonder. You know what I think about sometimes? I wonder if like the 17 people that watch this, if they laugh as much as we laugh at this. Like,
Like that could be a good clip right there. Like burpee. Like I don't know,
yeah,
that word sounds so like burpee, like gassy. Like
yeah.
it just sounds
That's what. No. Black coffee's gassy. Bubbler burpee.
first burpee. Yeah,
No, but I mean,
that's true.
it depends. But you know what I've been clinging to recently? Those honey stinger gels.
Okay.
So instant caffeine, it's pretty much like it literally is like honey, but there's like 30 milligrams of caffeine in them. You get them $1 at Whole Foods, and I just rip it either right before or I'll just go cold turkey, and then like halfway through the run, I'll take it out of my pocket and pop it like a go-gurt, and then find the next garbage and toss it away. The thing is, because I go on these runs by myself, like I don't carry a water bottle or anything. So sometimes it really like makes your mouth dry. Like
Oh,
like you know when you have a sore throat, like obviously you do as a broadcaster, you have a sore throat, you take the honey and you just pop it like that.
yep.
Imagine doing that but holding the honey for like 15 seconds, and it's a little bit overwhelming, and then you need a sip of water so bad, but you're 4 miles into your 8 mile run and you realize that it's not going to be an option. It's terrible. So like there has to be like a little bit of a, when the marathon comes around every mile, you have a little water stand. So much more manageable once the
I'm gonna
marathon
start
comes
getting
around.
into the gels because a lot of people have been telling me like,
Yes, that's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
And people have been telling me too to start when on your runs, start wearing what you're going to be wearing for the marathon. So your body starts to get used to, okay, like these are the shorts, this is kind of the shirt. Like your body needs
Well,
to start to like get like used to that.
well, we got some shopping to do, man. We're not doing this just for the achievement. We got to look good doing it. You know what I mean? Like,
You know, when I'm dying at like mile like 13, but like, I see some cameras out.
yeah, pop out a little bit. You got the sick
Yeah.
glasses on. You're looking around. You look
You're
down
like,
at
you're like,
yourself and
don't,
you're like, at least I look sick. At least I have aura.
you're
You know
like,
what I mean?
don't breathe heavy. You're like, don't
Yeah.
breathe heavy. You're like,
You pass out, but at least you got a sick photo.
all for the gram.
Yeah, straight up. But I don't know. Anything else training wise, Cam? We're 18 weeks out, and we're gonna start really focusing a lot of the pop on this training experience. So like weekly check-ins. Maybe we'll do so. We're gonna be together in July. I'm thinking maybe before that hangout that we have, that maybe we rip a little run around the city, give ourselves a little bit of a preview of what we could be experiencing. Probably won't happen, but we could.
Birch and I made a joke about the next time we saw each other. We were like, yeah, like let's like just go on like a 13-mile run. And the conversation kept going. We're like, yeah, dude, maybe like six. Or like at three, just 2 to 3, light.
Yeah, and I'm like, realistically, we're not going on that run. I love it because
The
you were like, our hangout's going to happen right when we're at a half marathon pace. Let's just rip a half marathon. I'm like, dude, that is such a good idea. 3 minutes later, you're like, maybe we'll just do six. And I'm like, yeah. And then it gets like, I don't know, man. Maybe we just do three and just do a warm up. I mean,
the
that conversation derailed.
the running right now, the biggest thing that I'm noticing is between 1 mile and 2 miles is tough. Getting to 1 mile is fine, but between like 1.2 and 2.5 gets a little bit tough. Then once I hit like 3.5, I'm really in like a groove. And right now I haven't gone over 7, but like I could really be in a good spot 3.5 to like 5.5. And then, like around 6 miles, like when I know I'm about to be done, that's when my body starts to hurt a little bit. But like it's very mental. Like when I'm at 4 miles, if I know I'm finishing at 5, my body starts to wear down. But if I'm at 4 and I know I'm going to 6, you're not even thinking about almost being done. So your body almost feels better, if that makes sense.
100%. And also, Cam, what I've learned is this will probably be good for you to hear as well. Just hearing other runners' experiences in marathons, like no matter how hard you train, no matter what you do before, you're just going to go through so many ups and downs during the run. Like there's going to be a mile that sucks no matter what. Probably half of them are going to suck, but then the other half are going to be great. And it's all mental of just pushing through it. And my most recent long run was 8 miles. And it was one of those days where I was lucky and I woke up and it felt good. And I did one of the gels before, and then I get out there, and it was just one of those days where I felt good. But after 2 miles, I mean, it started to like suck. Like I was like, it felt like I was like just feeling like way more tired. I was like, wow, did I just really burn myself out after 2 miles? Like I thought I was on good pace to start. And then I kind of just like told myself, I was like, all right, this will get better. I just have to kind of just keep doing the right thing. By the 4.5, I immediately felt better. I'm cruising again. 6.5 to like 7.25. I'm feeling like absolute garbage. And then I just pull through at the end. Like this whole experience is going to be is such an unbelievable mental challenge, because there's no world where either one of us go out there and run 26.2 like just flawless miles. It's just not
No,
going to happen. There's no
no.
world. You're going to cramp. You're going to want to quit. You're going to be tired, but it's just about like mentally telling yourself that there's no way I'm stopping and I'm going to get through this feeling at this moment.
That's why the training, just putting like, if you push during the training, once the marathon day comes, it's gonna suck, but there's no other choice besides finishing. Like it's like
It's not,
like
no,
you're in it.
I didn't fundraise 3 grand to quit on mile 17, and I have all my friends and my family here kind of like depending on me to finish this thing. Imagine just tapping out. Wait, no, Cam. Honestly, we're not talking like that. And also, didn't you tell me that 99% of people who sign up for a marathon finish it?
Yeah.
That's to be honest, I don't know if I believe that stat, but I'll use it as motivation.
All I'm telling myself is during the run, it's just like you're not going down.
No, 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 no. And again, we
No.
also like our training because what you said a couple episodes ago. We don't want to like die. You know what I mean? Like I
No.
want to do this and like be okay to like have a little fun after. Like
A lot of fun after, for
yeah, I'm
sure.
like taking off from work after that day. Like using a day off. I mean, we better make this worth it.
Make some decisions for sure.
Some poor ones, most likely. Uh, yeah, I mean, you know what? I picture us, you and I, after the finish line. We meet our families, we see all of our friends, we take our pictures, and then we're just like getting wheelchaired into the next bar. Like we're not standing, we're not doing anything. We're just taking shots in wheelchairs, like talking to people, like rolling up.
No, we will not be able to walk. Like it will be brutal. We will not be able to walk.
Yes, yes, yes.
Walking's out of the question. Speaking of guys that were not walking, dude, I went to the New York Knicks parade,
That was a bar.
and
That was a bar. Good for
yeah,
you.
I legitimately, me, myself, my broadcast partner Matt, and Jaden Becker, friend of the program,
Oh yeah.
drove from Binghamton to New Jersey, got in at 3 o'clock in the morning. Sorry, like 2 o'clock in the morning. Went to bed, woke up at 4:45 on 2 hours of sleep. Got into the World Trade Center. New York City was a madhouse. It felt like it was a movie. People were throwing up, fainting, screaming. We asked the cops, like, where are we going? They're like, honestly, I have no clue. We didn't know where the lines were. It was brutal. Had to like cut this line, finally got in to the other side where the parade was. We stood in probably like a 6 by 6 like area of fans from 6 in the morning to 11 o'clock. Like my knees were dying. I was literally taking like 2 minute power naps sitting on like the asphalt crisscross applesauce. My body was like deteriorating. But then the
That's
second,
different.
yeah, but the second the parade started, Walt Clyde Frazier was the first float. Everybody went like nuts, like seeing like Walt Clyde, and then like few other floats come by. And then the first team float is like OG's up front waving, Cat's in the back with his Dominican flag, the Eastern Conference trophy. Like he's going nuts. And you just got this like confetti's coming down. It was absolutely unreal. And then Mike Brown is walking, which was so on brand. I was close enough to almost like touch Mike Brown's hand. Jose Alvarado, Tyler Kolek are almost falling over the floats. They're hammered, having a great time. And then you get to the Brunson float, and that float was stacked. It was Brunson, Amari Stoudemire, Carmelo Anthony,
Oh my
Mike
God.
Breen,
Forget
Timothy
about it.
Chalamet, Spike Lee,
Oh,
all
come
on one
on,
float,
man.
bro. And they're holding like Michelob Ultras. They're having a great time. I'm like, bro, I would do anything to be on that float right now.
Dude, imagine being on that float. Imagine just like people seeing you on that float. Like, yo, is that man on that float? With
You know, like, wait, I
Chalamet?
know that guy. I said Cam Mann, Ethan Birch from. Wait, those are the fart guys from the pop.
Yo, are those the guys who farted on that podcast? With Jalen Brunson? Dude, no, that's unreal. That is actually unreal. Dude, what an experience. I unfortunately was unable to get home for it, but obviously watched the live stream, saw all the clips. I mean, when was the last time we recorded? Was it after the 76ers series? So when they were about to go on to the conference finals? I think so, right?
Yes, because we weren't sure if they
Because,
were playing the Pistons.
oh,
We weren't
yeah.
sure if they were playing the Pistons, right?
Yeah, because Cleveland and Detroit went 7 games.
Yep.
So we were waiting on that. Yeah. So that was the last time we recorded. I mean, I don't even know like how I want to like truly like dive into this because we don't even need to analyze things. I feel like we should just talk about like the significance of the championship because
Yep.
like everyone watched it. Everyone knows that Jalen Brunson is the king of New York. I mean, his game 5 performance was unforgettable. The game 4 comeback was probably the greatest sporting event I've ever watched in my life. And I don't know if that's an exaggeration or not. I don't think it is. But I mean, coming back from 29 was just absolutely insane. And I know you appreciate this as well. And I'm sure some of our listeners might because of our broadcasting backgrounds. But Mike Breen's performance in game 4 was the MVP of the finals.
Yeah.
MVP of the finals. I mean, just like his gradual increase in energy on every Knicks bucket. Like as they just like inched a little bit closer. And then also like the shots that the Spurs were to hit down the stretch to kind of just like, go back up 17 or go back up 10 or go back up 12. Like his calls were like just as deflating as the moment was for everyone in the garden. And then when Brunson hits the 3 to pull within 1, he's like, "This building is shaking right now!" Like, oh my god! And then the go ahead bucket. I mean, the final call was nailed, where he, the greatest comeback in NBA Finals history,
Yep.
and then he nailed the final call in Game 5. Obviously, he's been waiting to say that his entire life. So I don't know. Those are just my direct thoughts outside of the series. I mean, it was. I mean, I don't. You and I saw the Giants win in 2011. But we were really young. Like, I think we underestimate how young we were when the Giants won the Super Bowl, like that long
Well,
ago.
when the Giants won, it was exciting, but it was exciting, and then it kind of like almost became like a blur. You were young, you kind of moved on, but
Yeah,
like
exactly.
being at this age and seeing the Knicks do it and what it meant to like the city of New York is just unreal to think about, and just
Yeah.
how when they won in Game 5, like wherever you were, I was in New Jersey, and just seeing like the amount of fans jumping them down, my friends that were in the city sending me texts of like how the streets were and just how happy everybody was. Like it was like thinking about the city of New York, like it was since the Giants, there wasn't a parade,
Yep.
there wasn't a championship. And the fact that the Knicks did it, and like not analyzing the players, but again, how the roster was brought in, like for Brunson to take a pay cut is unreal, like $103 million pay cut. To go back in time and be like, man, like DiVincenzo and Randall were the guys. Okay, we're bringing in Cat. To trade all these picks for Mikal Bridges, to trade RJ Barrett and Quickly, who again people love, to bring in OG Anunoby, like all these moves at the time, you were like, I'm not sure. And then it just all comes together. And then just the unsung heroes, like even last year, Phibbs is gone, Mike Brown's coming in. Like everything that led to the championship was just the cherry on top. I think my favorite moment through all of it, when it hit me the most, is when the camera shot in Game 5 showed Brunson with the towel on his head. Hart comes over, Brunson's like crying. That is when it fully like hit me that they won. Like seeing Brunson show that emotion, it was just like doing it with his dad there, and how much Brunson was doubted, like this 6 foot guard, second round pick. We paid all this money for him. Everybody said that he was not even a top 15 guard. We had a guest on this episode that was saying that Brunson wasn't even that great, and bringing up that Tyrese Halliburton was way better than Jalen Brunson. Like, dude, Jalen Brunson is the best player in basketball. He is. He's the best player in basketball. So it was unreal.
No, I actually really, really like the points you just hit on, because there was so much more than just bringing this group together. You know what I mean? Like, they learned how to become such a selfless group. And I think that their loss in the postseason last year to the Pacers like really stabbed them in the chest. Like, it really did. And they knew that if they wanted to find a way to get past that round and get to the finals and, be the best team in basketball, that certain players needed to take sacrifices. And I mean, Karl Anthony Towns is like a great example of that. And I don't even know if taking a sacrifice is really the best way to describe what he did, but his ability to kind of just let Brunson be the primary guy, and then Cat turns into a primary facilitator, but obviously with the ability to shoot better than any five in the league. And he just became a force to be reckoned with. Everyone kind of just found their role, which it's such a rare thing to happen, especially in the sport of basketball, when so many guys across the league are getting paid so much money and they all deserve that they should be taking the last shot. On this team, on this Knicks team, there was no question that when the game was on the line, the ball was in Jalen Brunson's hands, and every single player around him knew exactly what they needed to do, where they needed to be to allow Brunson to do his thing, because they trusted him to an absurd degree. Even on the final shot in game 4, when the game was on the line, it was literally Brunson go to work, everybody crash and try to get your hand on a ball if he misses. And he almost made it, and we might have had a triple bang there, which would have been pretty great. But OG,
Yeah.
he flies in and makes an incredible play. And just the chemistry, in my opinion, was the best chemistry I've ever seen on an NBA basketball team that I've ever watched. And I know that could come off as bias as a Knicks fan, but I don't think I've ever seen such a selfless basketball team, ever. Like, everybody just knew exactly what they needed to do, and it just all worked. I mean, I'm looking at this right now, 4-2 over Atlanta after they dropped 2 in a row. So win the last 3, 4-0, 4-0, and then 4-1. Like, this is like not a fluke. And you could be like, oh, Tatum was hurt, he wasn't fully healthy, that's why they didn't have to face him. Whatever. The Knicks beat them the year before, and they weren't nearly as good. Tyrese Halliburton wasn't in it. Whatever. I mean, let's be honest. Halliburton's
Yeah.
shot doesn't drop in last year, the Knicks would have won that series and been in the finals. I mean, I had people coming up and telling me that the Cleveland Cavaliers were going to sweep the Knicks because they should have been a 1 seed if they were healthy all year long, but they weren't. And then the Knicks made a fool out of them. 4-0. And some of these weren't even close, man. I mean, the first one was obviously close when they came back, and, that's when a 22-point comeback with 7 minutes left was cool. They quickly put that out of style in game 4 of the finals. But then 109-93, 121-108, and 130-93. I mean, it looked like they were playing the G League Cleveland team. And
Dude,
they smoked them.
Game 4 against Cleveland, I think, was the most dominant game I've ever watched.
Yeah, I mean, that was crazy. And also, I mean, when the game 6 against Atlanta was up there too, when they were up
Yeah.
140-89 and they were up by like 50 at halftime or something like they posted playoff games that like the NBA playoffs has never seen. Like, to dominate like that on the road, what are we doing? They were nasty.
It still is crazy to think about that. That game being up 2-1 but being down 29, how they slowly like crawl, like every sports team, when you watch their journey, they are the team of destiny, and like things kind of show you that throughout the year. Like, I think even winning like the in-season tournament, certain magical moments throughout the season, like the way that the team stayed pretty much healthy the whole entire year,
Yeah.
the comeback victories, the crushing wins, like, you have to be sometimes not just the best team, but like destiny was just there the whole entire time.
So, Cam, you and I spoke earlier in the year. I don't remember what it was after. Maybe it was after we started the pop in January. We had some sort of I think it was after the Super Bowl. we had a conversation about, will the Patriots ever get back? And I mentioned that watching the Blue Jays lose game 7 the way that they did was so crushing to me from a sports fan's perspective because of all the luck that it takes to actually win a
Yep, get there.
championship. Like just to get there. And I remember Brunson said something before the season started. And I saw the clip recently resurface. And he said, he was like, you know, that loss really sucks in the conference finals last year because you don't just get back to the conference finals. You don't just get to punch your ticket back. Like there is so much that needs to go right. There's so much luck. As you said, injury. The Knicks were able to stay healthy. Shamit's three-pointer decided to bounce the way it did in game 1 against Cleveland to tie the game. I don't know. There was so much luck that goes into winning a championship, and you're right. Every single little step led to one word, and that's destiny. And they were a team of destiny. They really were. This team was supposed to win, and they did. And it was just insane watching it all come together. It really was. I won't forget it.
People say that Brunson, yes, the most valuable guy, but you brought up before a really good point about everybody playing their role. Karl Anthony Towns, in the matter of a year, went from even in the Eastern Conference Finals last year, he would do stuff in the Pacers game that was unbelievable, but he would foul a lot. He would take some really, really bad shots, and he would do some stuff where it's like, okay, like, Cat, you're kind of going out of your role. It seemed like it's at times you didn't know that if it was Cat's time or Brunson's time, but the way that Cat spoke this year in press conferences about Brunson, calling him the captain, letting him have the spotlight, the flowers, and then Cat having to play sometimes a little bit more like gritty basketball, rebound, play more defense. Sometimes it's less offensively, and you just let Brunson work. They don't win if Cat doesn't step back. And Cat never had to step back when he was in Minnesota. Like, he was the star. He comes to the Knicks. It's like him and Brunson. But Cat, to have the humility and just the understanding that if this team's going to win, I have to be the number 2. Like, that's why you win a championship, knowing who the number 1 is. And there's so many of these teams. Like, think about why the Brooklyn Nets weren't good. You have Kyrie, Harden, and Durant. Every guy wants to be the number 1. They severely underperformed. A lot of these great teams underperform because you can't, in a lot of ways, have 2 number 1s. You have to have an understanding of, okay, this is the guy, and I'm good, but I have to complement this guy for us to win games.
No doubt. I love the Karl Anthony Towns point. I really do because, this is a guy who's making $60 million a year. You know how
Yep.
easy it would be for him to show up and be like, no, I'm the guy. Like, give me the ball when there's 20 seconds left in the game. When there's 9 seconds left, we're down by 1 in the NBA Finals in the Garden. He could have just raised his hand and been like, no, I'm the guy. But his relationship and how it developed with Jalen and how much that he respected Brunson and didn't show up to New York and try to steal the spotlight, rather just assist him. And what did he say to him? He said something along the lines of, "You're never alone, Jalen. We got you." And
Yep.
like that was like obviously like something great to hear. But for how I see it is like this team literally handed Jalen Brunson the keys, and they all rallied behind him, and they would have done literally anything for this team to win. And a Josh Hart 13-point game, but he grabs in 13 rebounds as well. Or what was game 1 where he had like 2 points, but he had like 4 steals and like 13
Yeah.
boards. Like, I mean, you look at that and it just looks like an ugly game, but he was probably the MVP of that game. And when you win by 4 points, he's absolutely the reason you win. And a lot of credit also should go to Mike Brown. This team needed a nuanced approach after last year. Tibbs just, obviously the Knicks accepted that Tibbs wasn't their guy. They brought in Brown, and Mike Brown just meshed everything together. You know how insane that is? That he showed up and in 1 year with this group, he led them to a championship season? Like, to earn the respect of these guys. And it makes me like think back to moments during the regular season. I remember Bridges finally had a good game. They were on the road. I think they beat Toronto on the road. And he scored 30 something. And he's getting interviewed on the side. And he was kind of breaking out of a little bit of a slump. And he said, he's like, honestly, it took a lot of personal development. I know that I need to be more of a coachable player. Like these guys all bought in one at a time. They all kind
They
of had
did.
their rough patches, but they all battled through it collectively. And by the time the playoffs came around and they went through a little bit of adversity in that first round, and people were like, "Wow, we're going to break up this Knicks team after a first round exit to Atlanta." I think you and I were talking about it, freaking
Yeah,
out,
blow it. We were like, wow,
freaking
like
out.
we literally, I think, texted like they are a loss away from blowing this whole thing up.
Yeah, it's going to be
And
Brunson and four new dudes.
and that's so crazy to think about because from that moment on, like they literally were unbelievable. And you think about too the guys they brought in. Like we talk a lot about Jose Alvarado. Like
Hmm.
coming in just giving 8 points in a huge game and making some huge layups and like what Sham did. McBride had what 7 threes in one of those
Game,
games maybe against
yeah,
Cleveland.
game four against Sixers. Yeah.
Yeah, so it just
Mhm.
like so much had to go right. But on top of Mike Brown, Leon Rose, like
Yeah,
developing
just
this team, the moves that he made, the trade, those are gutsy. Those are trades that if they don't work, you're fired. And they were
yeah,
gutsy trades. Okay, like we're gonna trade Randall and DiVincenzo, core guys for Cat. We're gonna trade a guy we drafted in RJ Barrett and quickly, and go get OG Anunoby, who we didn't know a ton about. And
hmm
you're gonna trade away all these picks and get Mikal Bridges. Like it's things had to work.
they did. It really is insane because I remember when those trades are actively happening. I remember where I was for every single one, by the way, which is crazy. OG Anunoby, I was on the golf course, and I was like, "Oh no, Barrett and Quickly are gone." Like those were they made trades that literally made your stomach turn. And
Yeah, you're like, whoa.
like okay, OG's really good, but like I mean, and little did we know OG would be like one of the great two-way players in the game and have the greatest shot in basketball history, Knicks history for sure. The Cat trade was really scary. They broke up the Nova Knicks right when they brought in Bridges, and they got rid of DiVincenzo, and then you're like, wow, they actually pulled the trigger on Randall, and they got rid of Randall, and they're like, all right, Cat's good, but like, is Cat gonna like be the guy? Is he gonna want to be the guy? And now you look 2 years
Yep.
later, and he just, I don't know. We only have a minute left here, but I watching this championship run, one thing for sure, I'm so grateful I'm 24 years old and was able to experience this because one, I'm young enough where I could really enjoy it and I was able to celebrate it with friends, especially my coworkers at work. And now I came back home, able to celebrate it with them, but also old enough to appreciate, like what you said before, appreciate what this means to New York and to just kind of just sit back and look at the impact that it's had and appreciate a winning season because this was the craziest 2 months I ever had watching basketball. So
Totally agree. Grateful and Pop is back, man. Pop is
the
back.
pop is so back. I don't know if I showed this, but I got the final shirt on here. Just I literally
I
ripped the
caught a
tag off for the
t-shirt.
show. Oh,
Caught a
you
t-shirt
said
at the
that.
parade.
You got there less
Yep.
than 30 seconds. Story, go.
Never wearing that t-shirt. Lobbed in the air off a float. I missed a few chances earlier on. Tipped off 2 people. I hit it back in the air, grabbed it. People were hugging me. It was great. Had the t-shirt. So
It's like catching a foul ball in a baseball game.